I think people who are afraid to create content are like, they're just making excuses. If your content disappeared for 30 days, do you think anyone would notice?
I was thinking to myself, I just watched like 100 of this guy's videos. Like, how could he be introverted?
Trying to, all right, let's hope this one goes. And that's what most people do. They just like post and pray.
Nobody really cares. Nobody gives a crap what you're doing with your page.
People like to buy from people who have that trust with the person before they even like click on a website or anything.
All right, we are joined today by Brian Fahim. Thank you, my man,
Hello.
for taking the time to come out
and
meet me in person. I've been following your content for, as I said right before we started rolling, I want to say about 12 to 18 months. And you posted up on my feed organically. And as somebody who's in the digital marketing space, my feed is flooded with that. And most people I don't recognize. But I saw your like crazy edits. And the fact that here we are a year and a half later getting to sit with you is super cool.
I love it. I'm glad to do this as well. I need to learn more about you as well. So I'm excited for this.
I'm pumped.
Let's do this.
Brian, for the viewers that are watching, can you start by giving us a slightly long elevator pitch of who you are and how you got here?
All right. So this is funny. I am an introvert, but my company is called Socialbert.
I love it.
I'm just an introvert who knows how to get attention. And that's what I was doing. So growing up, like, I think I started this in like 6th grade. I was just like, you know what? Let me see what like my creativity could do. So I was making like graphics for like little music bands or whatever. And just like through my phone, I started getting, so like, you know what? I like this. I sold it for like $5. I'm like, all right, cool. Started making social media pages. And when I was making social media pages, I just fell in love with the numbers. I fell in love with just like, oh, cool, I want more attention. Yep. I'm not trying to be like an attention like guy, but like, I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, let me look into this more. I was making meme channels. I even got celebrities liking some of my images before.
XXX, right?
Yes.
I saw it on one of your reels. That's cool. That's great.
I got XXX to like my content. I was just experimenting. And then like COVID hit. COVID was during my high school senior year. Okay. Right? I'm 23 years old. So like I'm like 23 years old with like 40 years of experience. It's weird.
I love it. You're an old soul.
Old soul, yeah. Exactly. Because I was like always like hanging out with old people. I've never really hung out with people my age as well.
I'm 20, just turned 30, but I've always felt the same way, especially at your age.
Exactly. So like, I don't know. I've never like hung out, even growing up, like during college, I was never like a frat guy. I wasn't even a college guy, first of all.
What did you study in college?
Business analytics, information technology.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So like, you can't ask me one question. I don't know anything I learned about. I was like, I was struggling with that because I was like, you know what? Let me go with the normal route of, you know, college and then be like work corporate, all that stuff. And like, let's test that out. Cause I'm foreign. I'm Egyptian. Like my parents came to America for me to go to college. Yeah. So like it was rough. And I'm like, you know what, junior, like I can't do this. I made a business out of it, started scaling a little bit. And then during senior year, I made a decision. I'm like, you know what, let me go all in. Not all in as in like I was trying to just make money just to support myself, but I know my route was going to be like Socialbert. Yeah. So I wanted to drop out, but I couldn't. And then now I'm here. That's just this guy who's just locked in 24/7 in his room working and we're just making videos. That's
I love it. And was it in 2020 that you transitioned from the pages that you were managing to working with clients? When did that transition start to occur?
Okay. My page actually happened after I was working with clients.
Okay.
So like, even though honestly, shout out to my clients who worked with me, even though they have no credibility of like my own page, but like I had like maybe 1 or 2 clients during college, 3, like maybe 5 by the time I graduated. But I just needed something to just give me some income so I could support like me and my like girlfriend at the time. Yeah. But then like I really I put my foot on the gas during like when I graduated. Nice. Which is like what, 2024 May. Nice. So like I had my first full year basically last year.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So when you were graduating was when you kicked up your page. So the things that you had learned from these meme pages, these fan pages, your clients. Yeah. Like, let me also execute those on myself to show that I'm not, because when you have a page like that, it gives you massive social proof.
That's why I did it, right? It's like my brother pointed it out because my brother's like, at the time he was a business consultant and he was like, where's your credibility? Like, we're like, how can people believe that you can do it for yourself? Yeah. So that's when I started like, you know what? maybe I was inconsistent a little bit, which I shouldn't be because
Yeah.
that's my job. But like I just started posting some content. Then once I took it serious, I think it's super easy to go viral. Like
Yeah.
I honestly, if I wanted to get to like 1 million followers this year, I could.
Yeah.
But that's not the goal.
Yeah.
Not the goal at all. And I'll
You're
tell you,
growing a business.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's where I started and all that. So
Double click if you could on the introvert thing.
okay.
I want to ask you about that because you actually you gave me a breakthrough in my mind when you and I were messaging about you coming on, and you made a comment about how I'm introverted, but you made a small comment about it. I was thinking to myself, I said, I just watched like 100 of this guy's videos. Like, how could he be introverted? I'm like, I thought that to myself, and it got me thinking about how it's really not about introvert or extrovert. Is that you just do it anyway? Like you put yourself out there. I'm sure in the beginning it was hard. Like, talk to me about that and your early days of creating content. Was putting yourself out there hard for a while in the beginning?
I'll tell you this: I was a broke kid, not from like a rich family at all. So like my setup was just a bunch of paper towels and a camera, and that was my tripod and a random green screen, and like it was hard for me to create content, but like I was always about leveling up because I was a video gamer too.
Yeah.
Right. So like always want to level up all the time. So that was like my experience recording. Like I was worried at first. Like I was so like, all right, what if I was aiming for perfection, which you should not do on social media. But like through my introvert self, I found that I have an alter ego. When I'm on camera, I'm different.
Okay.
But like when I'm home, like I just want to be in my room, maybe playing some video games or something like that. But like what's funny, like I don't even know if I should say this to the public, but my brother calls me Teabag from Prison Break. I don't know if you know that who that is.
I don't.
But he's just like this little evil, not evil in a way, but like just like this mysterious dude who just has like switches and he's like
you can turn it on when you need to.
exactly.
Yep.
So like that's what I've discovered that I have, and that's when I'm able to create content. Like when I hop on camera, click the button, different guy, never ever do this.
Yeah.
Cool, click, all right, let me go back to my calls and just chill. So like I just found it to like, and honestly, I think everyone has this too.
Yeah.
I think people who are afraid to create content are like they're just making excuses because if they know that they could double or triple the business just from creating organic content, then I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Recording is super easy too. Like my clients record once 1 hour per month, and that's it.
Wow.
And like that's all you need to do. So people who make excuses like, oh no, like my eye is swollen, like my eyes are swollen too. Like who cares? You know,
nobody notices.
People see you 20% better than how you see yourself.
Wow, that's an interesting stat.
Yeah.
When I first started creating content on my Instagram, I want to say it was 2022. I remember I was so fearful of not how I looked necessarily, but I was fearful of people I know finding my content.
Oh,
I can clearly remember this. And I remember when, because Instagram will recommend your page to people it thinks will know you. So people would just naturally follow me. And I remember like I would have a jolt of anxiety whenever I would see it. And then I realized after, one time it happened and then 10 times. And the next thing you know is everyone's following me and they're talking about it as nobody really cares. Nobody gives a crap what you're doing with your page. If anything, they're like, "Yeah, I saw your stuff. That's really cool. I learned something." Yeah. Nobody cares.
No one cares.
It's really interesting.
No one cares. And I'll tell you this, like, if you're young like me, it's always cringe until you make it. Yeah. Right? So, like, no one, like, really creates videos at the time about, like, organic content with, like, these weird hooks. I was, like, acting like Mr. Beast while creating social media content. Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
They got used to it.
Yeah.
There's so many other things to worry about. Like, no one cares. Just, like, be on camera, have fun with it, show your personality, and you're staying top of mind 24/7. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
You mentioned how, you can look past getting nervous about posting on social because of what it can do for your income.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that and what is... obviously you'd think in 2026 this would be obvious, but we work with a lot of clients on paid ads, and sometimes they're so paid ads driven that organic falls to the wayside. But right before we got on, I was telling you how I see one of the reasons I was excited to talk to you is because I see a direct correlation between a good organic strategy and a paid ad strategy and how they can work well together. That's through my lens.
Yeah.
Talk to me about why business owners should be doing social media and not just posting, but doing it the right way,
Social media is not a marketing channel anymore. It's building your reputation at scale, right? And it's the next version of getting referrals on replay because you're nurturing top of mind. Like you're just staying top of mind 24/7 and you're building trust, right? And people like to buy from people who have that trust with the person before they even like click on a website or anything.
Yeah.
And what we've also discovered is like organic content, maybe there won't be clear attribution all the time, which there is definitely is clear attribution, but it enhances all your other marketing avenues.
Yeah.
So like, for example, people who are running ads with no organic, I agree with you. They're still getting results, but they could double it or triple it if
Yeah.
they have organic content.
Yeah.
And I've seen that if you have organic content, you have a great foundation, you have ads running. There we go. Like you're chilling because
Yeah.
if someone like cold's coming from ads, how are they gonna like trust you? How are they gonna get
Yeah.
nurture from you? And like your organic content, if you're targeting their pain points, you're nurturing them, you're giving them solutions. Well, guess what? Now I'm like, all right, no, you know what? I trust David.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're doing content. So let me ask you this: why are you creating content right now?
It's a good question. So for me, for a long while, in the beginning, I wanted to get views and grow my business using content. And then over the past 2 years, I've fallen into this track that I'll say. Everyone that works with me will know. I say, well, now my content's a nurturing tool. I'm not here to get more views. Really, that means I don't know how to get more views,
Okay.
but I'm going to say that because it makes me feel better. But my clients follow me, my leads follow me, and when people are considering working with us, they will go check out my page and they'll want to work with us more. That's why I'm doing it. But I just finished reading a book. Have you ever read the book by Dan Sullivan, 10x is easier than 2x?
I've heard of that, but I never read it.
It's a great book.
Okay, good to know.
Highly recommend. And it talks about how, for example, if I'm averaging 500 views right now, trying to go from 500 to 1,000 is a lot harder than trying to go from 500 to 5,000. And so now I'm really sitting here and thinking about, okay, you asked me the question, why do I make content? I make content to get leads and sales for my business.
Of course.
100% the only reason. I have no interest in fame or people knowing me. Those things are nice side effects, but it's to grow my agency. But now I'm in this, and I love your advice on it of, do I focus on continuing to use it as a nurturing tool and my ads and all that drive the business? Or do I want to focus on more of what like you're doing, where it's, I want to get a lot of views and use it as an inbound tool as well?
So I respect that you want to grow your agency and get more leads from your page. But now you're also building a personal brand. And what a personal brand allows you to have is you have unlimited opportunity. Like, God forbid, let's say you lose everything. What do you still have? Your personal brand.
Yeah.
And that's the leverage that a lot of people need. Because you could expand on any other like avenue, but you already have a brand that people trust you for. If someone's able to trust you, you're the business.
Yeah.
You could go in any route and you're able to scale.
Yeah.
Why do you think if Alex Hormozy wanted to launch a random little med spa, he's gonna absolutely kill it?
Yeah.
Just because it's Alex Hormozy, people trust him.
Yeah.
And that's why organic content and building a personal brand is really good too.
Yeah.
So like I definitely see your point with that, and I'll tell you this, like there is a whole funnel behind content creation. You don't need to go viral. You don't need to have like 100,000 followers or all that stuff. If you create content the right way and you're nurturing people, then it's game over for you. Like you're good to go.
Yeah. So with looking at my situation where I have David Nips and I have Nips Media as my agency.
Okay.
If you are recommending a content strategy or what page to grow, it would be the personal brand.
People buy from people.
Yeah.
Right? And like when people want to buy from a business, there's more like, am I going to get scammed? Do I fully trust this person?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is what does this business provide, but if you have a personal brand, and sure, you can have a whole team providing. Like I have like a bunch of team members right now working while I'm having this podcast,
Right.
and like they already trust my team, but they know that I'm taking after my team.
Yeah.
So like, I would always recommend growing your personal page over your business page, but you could still advertise your business on your personal.
Yeah.
Like for me right now, I'm only advertising social media services.
Yeah.
Right. But like, it's screw like the company called Socialvert, right? But like, it's still within the Brian Fahim name.
Yeah.
So like, you could do that as well.
Yeah. Well put. So is there ever a situation where growing a business page makes sense? I'll give you an example. A niche that we work with pretty heavily is music schools. So think of private lessons, group lessons, from babies all the way up to high school is a niche that we found ourselves in that we really love. And two things is prevalent about this. Number one is a lot of the founders and owners don't like being on video, which that's a mental thing that we'll get through. But the second thing is their social media presence is primarily, uh, Princeton Music School or something like that.
Sure.
Is if that's how they've grown, would you recommend growing that business page if that's how it goes, or even small businesses like that go behind a personal brand? What's your take on that?
Honestly, it's how you put your content out, right?
Yeah.
Because for that type of page, you could 100% grow a business page. I'm not saying you
Yeah.
don't have to, right? Like if the person's not interested in growing the personal page, like you don't need a personal brand to get leads and results. Like
Right.
that person's not about having that personal brand or that
Right.
business, I should say. Like I have clients the same thing as too. Like they don't even want to show their face.
Yeah.
So I have no one to even show their face, but I'm still creating organic content,
Yeah.
and it still works really well. So it's all about nurturing the potential prospects for that, like for that business.
Yeah.
So like if you're able to create content that's both, valuable to the viewer, both implementable and also unique,
Yeah.
then that's what's going to get people to be like, okay, I could trust this. If I'm looking at an ads for that business, I'm like, all right, I'm already nurtured. Like I could work with this business.
Yeah.
So it's all about nurturing them. It's all about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned with some of your clients, they don't like getting on video. What do you do with that kind of client?
All right. There's a lot of ways you could create content. Now, ideally, I would, of course, would love them to record. Some clients who don't want to show their face, I'm able to make animated content, maybe AI avatar content, or just like content without like just faceless content, right? And we're still able to grow a following. Like we grew this page from maybe 1,500 followers to over 80,000,
Wow.
and their face is never really shown.
Really?
Yeah, and they're
That's
like
crazy.
exactly, and they just like, what if I sell the business or all that stuff, right? So like I totally
Yeah.
get that standpoint. So we're able to grow following. They're running ads, and their ads are performing better because they have organic
They have
content.
organic content.
So like they're just getting nurtured, and there's so many ways to create content within like funneling, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But like you could grow any business with organic content.
Yeah.
Business, personal brand, whatever.
It's so true. I was talking to a client the other day who we're doing a big paid ads push on, and they were asking about social media. And I've always, listen, I'll give you my 2 cents of what I see working, but it's for me, it's always going to come back to the ads.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, like how important is it? Should we keep investing in this team we have? And I said, well, there's 2 things to keep in mind here. Number one is if I Google search the name of your business, and I did, I pulled out my laptop, looked up the name of the business, said the first listing is, of course, your website. Great. The second, third, and fourth listing is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. Like it's the next 3.
Yeah.
And so if you know Google stats, if you're on page 1 of Google, people are going to click and they're going to research, especially this is a high ticket business that they're selling on. So that was one reason. Then secondly, as I was like, well, we're spending all this money in ads. When somebody sees an ad, there's 3 things they can do. Number one, and the most prominent, is they'll click the button and they'll go to the website or the landing page. Great.
Yep.
The second thing they will do is they will click the page and go to the page and see what it is. Like I'll get messages sometimes from people who might be cold outreach messaging to me, and before I even respond or anything, I'm like, click the page, see what they're about. And if I see that they have 22 followers and like this weird content, my authority for that person immediately drops.
Yes, authority.
And so I'm like, we're spending $25,000 a month in ads. This $2,000 a month investment in social media, I'm pretty sure it's paying off for you. Although I can't put my finger on exactly how, pretty sure it's paying off.
That's why there's no clear attribution, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, if you have organic content, you're staying top of mind. Someone could just be doom scrolling at night, right? And they're just like, all right, who is this person? They're getting nurtured. You're staying top of mind. And if you script content the right way, psychologically, you're going to engrave a brand into the audience's brain.
Yeah.
And like 100%, like if you're seeing the website first, you're going to see all your other like social media links after.
Yeah.
And that's what I said earlier. Like if you're doing organic content, maybe they'll go back to the website and book from there.
Yeah.
So like it enhances all other marketing avenues.
Yeah.
And like no matter if it's Google, Meta ads, even just referrals too is nuts.
Yeah.
Like of course, fulfillment is the best marketing. I will always put my hands in that and say that, right? So if you have a good product, a good business, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So of course we'll get referrals from there. But once I started doing organic content, I'm getting referrals left and right because my social proof is there. And if you build that authority within your business, so if, for example, if you had 2 businesses, same offer, same everything, one has 10,000 followers, one has 50 followers, who do you think is more credible to work with?
Yeah.
So like you also have to think about it from like psychology. It's just sheep follow sheep.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
So it's like who's going to attract you more,
Yeah.
and what are the ways that you could do it?
Yeah.
That's
Well
that.
put. Question for you about engagement on posts.
Okay.
Something I've noticed is I will have people come up to me, clients, leads, whatever, who are like, "Oh my God, like I've been seeing your social media, like that video." And I'm thinking to myself, like, you never like or comment on anything. Like, I would have never known that you even follow me, you know? Do you find that to be, does that happen where you have these silent followers who typically don't engage, but they're watching your moves?
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like sometimes like sure it's hard for me to give you a follow, right? But like if I follow you, cool, I respect you, but I don't like sometimes I like content as much as I'm a hypocrite. I want people to do the same for me, but I should
Yeah.
start doing it too.
Yeah.
But screw the metrics. It's all about who's watching.
Yeah.
Right? And like I've had the weirdest people I've never thought to ever want to book a call with me. And they did. Never saw it, like didn't see they engage with me or anything.
Yeah.
So it's a very common thing, and like
Yeah.
it's super important. Like your metrics, you don't look for likes, don't look for comments. They're actually in the bottom of how your content should
Really?
be scaled. Yeah. What it is, it's like watch time. That's super important.
Okay.
And then of course your views, your shares, the saves, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the likes and comments matter last. Like it's not that important.
Yeah.
So like I don't really care for who comments. I don't really care for who likes. It's all about like who's able to view my content. And if I see with my own analytics that like, all right, this video performed better, I know that I triggered people in a good way
Yeah.
more than others. And
Yeah.
that's what I care for.
I see that because I realize with my own viewing patterns, if I'm scrolling through, you know, now that we're talking, I might see a video from you and I'll like it, and I consider that to be like a fist bump.
Yeah.
Like, hey, good video.
Yep.
We know each
And a
other.
high five.
Cool. But if I don't know you, I'm probably not gonna like your video because I don't necessarily even. It's just not something I think about to give
Yeah.
that bump. So that's really interesting. Speaking about social media strategy, it's a word that I've probably heard hundreds of thousands of times in the last couple of years. Like, what's your social media strategy? It's just a buzzword.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize, and I'll put myself on the stool here because I think viewers will get value out of this too. Is my strategy is come up with video ideas out of my mind, out of things that are happening that I think are interesting in the moment. Sometimes I will have like a notepad that I'll just, hey, if a client asks me a question, I'll write it down, or if I am inspired by something, I'll write it down or whatever. Make a list, record the content, and then post the content. That is my social media strategy, or lack thereof. I'd love to hear from you, like, what does that mean? And what does, for somebody like you as a growing page, your intention about what you're doing, like, how do you look at a strategy for social?
First of all, you're shooting darts in the dark right now.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you.
Yeah, fair.
Like you're just trying to, all right, let's hope this one goes. And that's what most people do. They just like
Yeah.
post and pray. That's what I like to call it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. If your content disappeared for 30 days, do you think anyone would notice? Well, besides your clients, but like
No.
that's your strategy.
Yeah.
Right? That's the overall long-term goal. If you stop posting like, yo, what happened to Brian's account? What happened to this? Because you've developed a strategy long-term.
Yeah.
Right? But overall, you want to think of content within a funnel, and I'll break down what the funnel is. Just from organic content, top of funnel is to capture a wide net of viewers.
Okay.
Middle funnel is to nurture those viewers that you get.
Yeah.
Right? So you get your cold audience from the top, you start nurturing from the middle, and then of course your bottom is you're converting.
Right.
Whether you're converting from organic content or if you're running meta ads, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So there's so many ways that you want to create content that way. And social media strategy is not like, here's my content calendar, I have to post X amount of
Yeah.
times, whatever. That is all nonsense, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because like you don't have to be like, the best amount of times to post is something that you can handle. Right? If someone's telling you have to post 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and you can't do it, then that's not a social media strategy.
Right.
Right? It's something that you could handle, and your content should follow 3 things. Right? Number 1, is it valuable? Meaning, if I were to pay $5 to watch that video, would I be happy with my purchase?
Yeah.
If it's not valuable, then what is it? Right? It's just a waste of time for me to watch. The second thing is it implementable? Can I implement the tips right after watching the video? If I can't, then how am I going to remember you?
Yeah.
And the third aspect of it is it unique, right? Can I remember your brand, the way that you presented the idea to me, whatever? Is that going to make me feel like I will remember you and go back to your content if needed?
Right.
And this is like a common concept with organic content. Like it's just you have to establish those 3 key points. And I'm not saying all your content has to be education and all stuff, because education is also boring. People scroll through content because they want to be like, entertained. So you mix education, entertainment, edutainment.
Yeah.
So like social media strategy overall is following a funnel and creating content that targets the pain point of people and like if you're a business, and being able to solve their pain points and nurture them on why they will need your services.
Got it.
And there's so many ways to create like nurture content, and I like to give to my audience.
Yeah.
And that's what I love doing. Now you could also get stuck in a loophole doing that too, and I could
Yeah.
explain that later. But if you give so much, people feel like you want to give back.
Right.
And there's a whole psychological principle with that too, and I'll explain that. But like that social media strategy is not like use hashtags, this.
Yeah.
That's all nonsense.
Yeah. I saw a good video yesterday that was talking about your ideal customer is going to go learn from somebody. You might as well have it be you. So if you have the ego or the idea of, I don't want to give away all this information for free because of XYZ, they're going to go learn from somebody, and that person might take that lead away from you that you could have had for yourself. So let me speak this back to you, and you tell me if I'm on something or not. So you look at your content as 3 different levels. You have the wide, top of funnel, get eyeballs, not meant to necessarily convert them. It's just meant to get them looking at you. That's almost like if we're having a conversation, it's like, hey, we made eye contact. Then you have your middle of funnel, which is more education.
You're nurturing them.
You're nurturing them.
Targeting their pain points and getting them really involved.
Got it. And then you have your bottom of funnel, which is converting them into a lead magnet or a booked appointment or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
What would be an example of a video, and maybe you want to give from your case or even from a type of client you work with?
Sure.
What's an example of a video on each level of those?
Cool. Top of funnel is you are giving broad information, but then reaching to your target audience towards the end of the video.
Okay.
Right. So, for example, if I'm talking about I help service-based business owners. Let's say that. Right. Never ever post on Instagram until you do these 3 things. All right. Shoot, I'm hooked. Now, to get more views, do this. To get this, do this. To get this, to get this. And if you're a service-based owner, blah, blah, blah. And if you want the guide to all the settings on Instagram that you need, comment the word settings and I'll send you something.
Okay.
So I get comments. I get watch time because I already broke down the concept of like doing 3 things.
Right.
And then you just get, and obviously through ManyChat's great for top of funnel as well, because from ManyChat, before I even give them a guide, I ask to follow me, and I ask for their email.
Oh, so with your comment guards, you're saying, hey, before I send this to you, make sure you're following my account.
Yes.
That's smart.
And I've gotten over like 50,000 followers just from that too.
Just from that.
Yeah.
And that's all organic comments. They weren't following you.
Nope.
They commented. They went into your DMs. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So now I got people into my funnel.
That's a hack right there.
Right?
At least it is to me.
No, it is. It is. There's so many things that you could do with ManyChat. And of course with your email, that's a whole nother marketing that you could do. Like middle funnel is, of course, not everyone on your page is going to be your ideal client prospect, right? So like your middle funnel is like you're going to use a little bit more advanced terminology in the beginning that your prospect would want to hear, and that gets rid of all the nonsense of like the other views. So for example, a lot of people like me and how I create content because I'm good with psychology. I don't just say, hey, use these hooks. Oh, use this. Like I know how to get attention from my clients. So I just go straight to that. I'm like, this psychological principle that will get you more views for your business and this, and this, and this.
Right.
And that's something that nurtures the audience. And I either target their pain point. So like if you're a business owner who wants to double their business within 2026 and they're not doing organic content, here's why you're missing out. I'm like, all right, I already got my target audience in the beginning. Give them something. I sell the cause of inaction of not doing this or the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And then I go straight into providing value and giving them nice sauce, in my opinion, right?
I love that.
And then your bottom of funnel is there's story strategies, which the two ways that get you to get results from organic content is stories and DMs. So story strategies, if I'm able to just put a lot of client results, nurture them, tell a story behind it, give them call to actions here and there, you're going to get people hitting you up.
Yep.
Right? If you have DMs and you're reaching out to ideal prospects and all that stuff and you're nurturing them, providing value, and you get a booked call, that's another way from organic content.
Right.
And of course, if you have ads, it's game over for organic
The bottom
content.
funnel is like just a retargeting flow.
Retargeting, or just if you have people from cold and you're just like, there's so many things that you could do with ads. There's so many ways. Another thing that you could do is like you could have bottom of funnel content on your feed. Like for example, I made some carousels. I'm more into video content, but here and there I'll do some carousels. Where I'm like, my client went from 1,500 followers to over 100,000 followers by implementing these 3 psychological principles, and I explained and showed the result of his views from before and after or whatever. And this is like an actual thing I made, I believe. And I explained the process of how he created content. If you're interested in growing your business, DM me the word transform and I'll help you out.
Nice.
So I already connected a story and they're already nurtured because I already gave them so much information.
Right.
And it just goes trust from there.
Right.
You know? So like that's a way that you could like break down top funnel, middle funnel, and bottom funnel content.
Got it. Couple questions. Well, I have a lot of questions.
No, tell me.
The first one was, what is your take on a lot of editing versus not? Now, I think I know your answer because I know that you have these like real cinematic Mr. Beast style edits, I remember at one video I was watching of yours where you were talking about your company Socialvert, and then it like had a circle around your hat or something. And I'm like, whoa, like I don't even know what's happening. You had my eyes followed though. And then also non-edited content. And the reason I even asked that is because I've fallen more recently into this idea that high-level entrepreneurs sometimes don't mind watching uncut, very raw video, because I know I'm like that. Like, if I'm just watching this entrepreneur just talking on his camera about business or leadership or marketing or HR, I just feel like I connect with that person. I go back and forth, like, what's your take on editing versus not?
I'm 100% on both sides.
Both sides,
right?
Okay.
So it depends on the content you're creating. For me, I'm of course going to show highly edited content because if I'm able to do that, then of course I can do the authentic content.
Yeah.
So it's also like another marketing perspective I have to provide to my audience.
Yeah.
Now, 100% authentic content also establishes authority. If you like, people see like, all right, you know what? I could trust this person, his value or her value or whatever. Like, it doesn't need edits. And 100%, I like to watch authentic content as well. But there's value content, and that's why like what I provide for my clients is value content, authentic content.
Okay.
So I have a mix of both.
Yeah.
Value content is the highly edited content that visually storytells because there's so many principles. Like for example, there's statistics that say 80% of people watch your videos without volume. So if you don't have your captions in the right area, and there's so many techniques of how to edit and all this stuff, or the average attention span on social media is 4 to 7 seconds, and if you don't have a 2-second change on your screen, they're gonna scroll through your video. Because if you're providing educational content at the same time, sometimes you need to capture a wide net of viewers, and that's why you have highly edited content.
Yeah.
And then through middle funnel is where I provide the authentic content because I'm nurturing to them. So I do both.
Right.
And like for my videos, my authentic content is a little bit nicer edited than usual, what I would say.
Yeah.
But it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
So like I'm a fan of both.
Yeah. Obviously it works for you. It works for you too. But you can go either way depending on the
100%.
style of the person.
100%.
What's your take on are your videos or what you recommend for your clients, are they 100% scripted?
No.
Meaning they're not. Okay. So are you even doing teleprompter scripted, or like what's your style of you're going to sit down and start recording?
They're 50% scripted.
Okay.
Right? So like what I provide, like obviously there's 5 steps of content creation, but I'll answer the scripting aspect of it. Let's say half their videos are scripted and half their videos are authentic. And I'd prompt them. So for example, if I gave them, like I already know their content pillars and I would create the content based off like, all right, here are their pain points or whatever, I would create fun, entertaining topics. So for example, let's say, I don't know, a lawyer. What I've seen with organic content is they have keywords that go viral. And this is every business, by the way, every account on social media. So this lawyer, for some reason, every time you mention driver's license, he goes absolutely viral.
Really?
It's so weird, but
keywords.
It works. There's some keywords, exactly.
Okay, interesting.
Right? So we make top of funnel videos using keywords and some entertaining content, all that stuff. But as nurturing content, which is authentic content, what we could either do is provide Q&As, or we could give you an examples like we prompt them. Like, what's the craziest situation you've ever had within your business? And you're like, all right, the craziest experience I've ever had within my business is when this happened, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Now, there's authentic content. And there's also just educating the audience. So it's 50% scripted, which is the valuable, highly edited videos. And the authentic content is like where I just prompt them and
Right.
I let them to have fun creating content.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes total
Yeah.
sense. When it comes to getting video ideas, I think a lot of business owners will be able to relate to this. Where I find that sometimes I'll be sitting down, I'm gonna come do a video shoot. I'm just pouring out with ideas, And then there's sometimes where I get three, and I use the example of that episode of SpongeBob where he writes "the" on the piece of paper, and he can't get anything else written out.
Yeah.
That's how it feels like with my content, and I'm like, okay, I met with 18 clients this week. I did all this stuff, but I can't think of anything. What's your take on that, and how do you come up with content ideas, but also content ideas that will fit the top of funnel or fit middle of funnel versus just coming up with things out of just your ideas?
All right. The people who struggle with ideation are the ones who only do passive ideation. And what I mean by passive ideation are the people just like, I can't think of ideas. Like they're just trying to think from their brain. And also, if you really think about it, if you can't target your audience's pain points, then you don't know your audience that much. So that's one problem itself that I would always want to consider. Like you need to understand your audience's pain points and that you'll have infinite ideas. Then now there's also research. When we do ideas and provide content ideas, there's so many ways that you could find ideas. For example, there's social media research to find ideas. Now, here's a way that you could get unlimited ideas. I would never say to copy anyone word for word, but you could see what works and add your own twist to it. So, for example, if you're a personal trainer, I don't know, just a random example, and you look at personal trainers' accounts and let's say their average 10,000 views per video, but there's videos that have like 3x more, so like 30,000. Right. I would take that video idea and put it in the list. And I would take maybe if I look through their page, let's say I take 15 ideas. Oh no, I ran out of ideas. Let's see who their following is. And I just go through that rabbit hole. And you'll have, if you're able to find 10 creators, 10 ideas, now you have 100 video ideas, right? And now you could do that 3 times in a row, and now you have ideas for every day.
Yeah.
So that's one way of ideation. Now there's also TikTok. TikTok's really good for research because they have the most dumb version of research. It's very dumbed down. So if I'm able to search up a topic, then you could go through they give you 8 options of what other people search for. Now I know what other people search for, and I know that's what people want to see. So I take those ideas and just take and take. Now that's one way of doing research.
Got it.
Then there's also websites like Quora or Reddit or all that stuff, or Answer the Public, where you could just put your niche and you get to see what's the most asked question within your industry. And I see that this is the general pain point, and I make content off of that. Or of course, if I see like my clients have a problem within your own business, and I see that there's a pain point, I would make content off of that as well.
Right.
So there is so many ways to create ideas. It's more of you need to establish how you're going to get those ideas and then go through each route. Of course, I always have my own ideas, and every time I have to write them down because you're going to forget them.
Right.
So I have a notepad with maybe 1,000 ideas right now.
Right.
Right. And then you have your content that you just look through social media and all that stuff, and now you have endless video ideas.
Right.
That's it.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And then do you go back through your existing content and see, oh, when I talked about this, that performed, maybe let me elaborate on that. So you're going through, and if there's a video that didn't get a lot of views, you might not go back to that topic again, unless it was bottom of funnel in that case. Or if it did have a lot of views, you're thinking, okay, how can I do 3-4 videos similar to that?
Yeah. So I'm actually a meme on TikTok right now because
Really?
of this. So on Instagram, it works really well. TikTok, honestly, you're not going to get the best results for business stuff because it's a lot of fun, just general kids.
Yeah.
But Instagram, I have this template where it's never ever post on Instagram until you do this, right? That's my hook, and that's what I'm known for. Now, if you go on TikTok right now, the time of this podcast, I'm getting 1 million views a day from this, right? And
Really?
Look at my comment section. Even if you're able to pull it on the screen somewhere for people to see this,
I
it's
will.
never ever
I'll
post,
right
and they're
here.
making me a meme right now. Now, is it the best thing for me? Not really, but it's also just attention. I don't really care for TikTok.
Yeah.
So there's templates that work for me, and you'll see everyone has their own template that works. You just have to find it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I like to see what works and just double down on it. People are going to forget your content. You could always remake content. That's one of the biggest things that people just miss on. It's I already did this content, I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
people are gonna forget your videos.
Yeah.
You could repost that maybe once a month and no one will see anything.
Yeah.
So depends on how you create content again. But yeah,
I saw a video from around when Alex Hermosi was doing his book launch, and he's like, obviously he has millions of followers, lots of views. He's like, I'll walk around the street and people come up to me and say, "Oh, I know who you are," and I'll say like, "Oh, did you join my book webinar coming up?" And people will be like, "No, I didn't even know you were doing a book." And he's like, I'm not talking about. He's like, "Did you not see the 12 posts I did yesterday about it?" And it's just the saying of not everyone sees all your stuff.
yeah, and that's okay. You know,
Yeah.
like there's also conversions. Like you have to think about it. Even if like let's just say easy numbers, you got 100,000 views on a video. You message, I don't know, a lot of them. Let's just say that you get 2 clients for that one video. It's still a good conversion from 100,000 people. Like I see it as cool for now. Of course, you could always
Absolutely.
better, but like
Yeah.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So it
Especially if you're
depends.
selling high ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know. So like,
Yeah.
there's so many ways that like not everyone has to see your content. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
I love to talk to you. You know, one of the things that I love and I preach to my clients is sales. Make more money. How do we make more money? That's what we're all in business for. And I think there's no harm in saying that that's why I'm doing it. It's probably likely why you're doing it. I loved, and you already gave a great idea of the ManyChat thing and following to get the PDF. Sounds so simple, but for me, I'm like, that's super smart. Especially for my business where it's a long sales cycle. It's not like you're buying a $27 product tomorrow.
Same as, yeah.
What are some of the ways that you take your clients' views and turn that into sales? And also, how are you doing it for yourself on your page?
Well, first thing I would say is you are not salesy if you establish trust, right? And even if you read Gary Vee's book, I think it was like jab, jab, cross.
Jab, jab, right hook.
Jab, jab, right
Yep.
hook. Yes, exactly. Right? Even if you apply that method on social media, you give so many times and then you ask.
Right.
Because there's a psychological principle called the reciprocity principle. And if you're giving so much, people feel obligated to give back.
Right.
And this is where you have your call to actions, and people respect those call to actions because, of course, everyone has to eat, right? But at the same time, like, you already established your trust, then you already know your value, you already established your credibility. Feel free to ask, right? And that's like one principle and of course, it depends on every business. So like if people, if you're establishing trust and you're having ads, for example,
Right.
they're gonna work with you once they feel like they pointed out their own problem and they see that you're the solution.
Right.
So of course there's so many ways, and of course the funnel that I mentioned with the top funnel, middle funnel, and bottom of funnel, if you follow that funnel, you're gonna get sales.
So step number 1 you're saying is actually ask.
Yeah.
Like don't not ask. Got it.
I
Okay.
found
Well
that
put.
rabbit hole. Like I that rabbit hole I messed up. Back then when I was just creating content, all I did was give. And now people saw me as the guy who just only gave free content. Every time I asked, they just ignore me. They have no clue what I offered, nothing.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest mistake growing up. Again, I was young. I
Yeah.
didn't know better. So like if you're able to give free content, provide value, establish trust, credibility, all that, ask and you'll see great results.
Yeah.
It's all about asking. Like if you don't like make that step to just ask and like, hey, I could help you out. And of course you don't want to ask in a way where like, hey, give me your money. No,
Yeah.
it's not like that. If you position your content, then of course it's all about the way that you frame content. It's all about scripting. Your sales is gonna come. So of course ManyChat's a great way to sell. Ads, if you have organic content to nurture, establish credibility and value, running ads, game over. Like any person who's just running ads, you double down on organic content over. It just triple the business.
So you typically find that you give value in public, sell in private. Do you follow that method?
Yeah. Like I'm not like I try to always sell in private. Like DMs, would you consider that private?
Yeah.
There we
Totally.
go. Like I always say DM me. ManyChat, DM me. But of course, people follow sheep, right? Sheep follow sheep.
Right.
So like you want to show that, hey, people are also signing up for what? Like if you're doing high ticket, hey, I'm offering 5 availability spots or whatever. 3 are taken already. Oh shoot, I already see people are doing this. I'm gonna hop on this opportunity.
Right.
So
And is
there's
that what that goes in like your stories typically and with your hot traffic?
your stories, yeah, because like you're more authentic with your stories. Like your story
Right.
strategy is totally different. You have 24 hours, so you want to establish that authority on there.
Right.
So you could do that more in the stories as well, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you typically put a comment guard ManyChat on every post you do?
No,
Or is there any in the algorithm? Is there any negative to doing that? No.
Not at all. Not at all. Like if you're giving, you're giving. They're gonna want you to get more comments. Again, you have to think about it from a social media's perspective. They want you people to stay on their platform for as long as possible. That's how they're gonna make their money because they're gonna run their own ads and they're gonna make money from that.
Right.
So like, of course, it's all about watch time. That's the most important thing on social media. But if you're asking things like, hey, comment, I usually say it towards the end of the video. So if people are commenting and they're seeing towards the end of the video and they know what they're commenting for, my watch time goes up, my comments go up, and then I have more DMs.
Right.
And that's that.
You turn those comments into followers. And the DMs.
How are you doing it with just ads? Are you running ads for yourself?
I'm running ads for myself.
Okay.
I do two things. I'll do lead magnets.
Nice.
So I'll give you an example. Like we service a lot of music schools right now.
Yeah.
It's a niche that we've fallen into. I created a full 6-module course on how to run ads completely on your own. And the sell that we have is you can have your full ads and funnel set up within 24 hours.
Wow.
Doing it yourself.
Great.
I originally created the course to sell it for $97. Not to make money from it, but I'm like, well, if I do a liquidating offer, it's the people who pay attention. That was my thought process around it. We did sell some, but then I'm like, my money is made on the back end of this, not on the front end. Let me get more people in it. So an example of an ad I run right now is sends people to a landing page to sign up for the course completely for free. They get a username, they get a password, they log in, and our pitch is, well, for some of you, you're going to watch this course, you're going to implement it, you're going to get results. Bon voyage to you. We'll be here if you need anything. But some of you are going to sign up for this course. You might watch the first video, and you're going to get busy going back to running the operations of your school, or you're just not going to do it because you get overwhelmed. We can help you. Book a call below. And that's where we make our sales is they'll click the link, they'll book a call, but we've built up the authority of they've gone through the course, or maybe they even watched the first video. And they're like, oh yeah, I realized after the first video you have a good handle on this. We just want you to do it. Yeah.
And that's the thing about giving free value, right? You gave free value. Not everyone's capable of doing it, right? You show your expertise by giving free value, and that's why like a lot of people are like, why am I showing my telling my secrets for free? Whatever. You do the same thing. You're providing great value, but not everyone can be able to implement it.
Yeah, correct.
And like, for example, there's so many other funnels that people do. Like I know Dan Martell does this where he provides content, or he provides so many nuggets of value, but he mixes the order. So he would never tell how to get from A to Z, but he would put like X, V, B, like in different orders, and his job is to put it in order for you.
Yeah.
So that is great. I love that you're doing that, and of course, like I'm glad you're helping people out because that's awesome. That's awesome
For sure.
And I'm sure you do a great job from what I've heard yourself.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and there's a lot of people in the niche too that can't afford services. So, our sweet spot is music schools that have over 250 active students right now that are looking to grow, that have capacity to grow beyond that. There's tons of music schools that have 60 students, 120 who our retainer and the ad spend isn't really within their budget. And so this is a way of like, hey, come back to us in 2 years once you've implemented this and you're ready for full service help. And so it also gives us something to help the smaller people too.
I love it.
Which I love.
I love it. What's your ideal target audience? Like,
agency wide, we find that our sweet spot is anywhere between $1 and $5 million in top line revenue. And the reason we go with that is because they have enough budget to afford an outsourced marketing team, but not so much budget that they could hire internally for it.
Of course.
So that's typically where we fall.
I love it. I love it. So like music schools is a definition. Like what are other types of businesses?
So music schools is a niche that we like. E-commerce.
Nice.
We do a lot of that. So Shopify stores, they typically come to us when they're doing between 25 and 50 grand a month, either through paid ads, but the paid ads team that got them there can't get them to the next level. And so that's when it's like, all right, let me bring in the bigger guns, for lack of a better word, to help me scale this. Or e-com stores. We've had some that came to us. I actually have a great story for you. This is going to be good. We have some e-com stores that come to us who've done no paid ads, but have built organically that are looking to scale. I'll give you a great example of one, which is why I love everything about organic. We had an e-com store who signed on with us last year in September. So September of 2024. They sell products in the sourdough niche. So bread bags, Spurtles, sourdough starter, which is a big trendy. I wouldn't even say trendy. It's something that's been growing though, that industry. And at the time, she had like 70,000 followers on Instagram, and she would post reels promoting her products and her farm life and everything. And when she would have a video pop off, meaning anything over 500,000 views, her sales would like spike up for a week to 10 days. And she might go from an average of $500 to $600 a day on like a daily to now she's doing $10,000 for a week. So she's like just constantly posting on social media trying to go viral. And so she was referred to us, and we're talking on the Zoom call, and she's telling me what's going on, and she's showing me these spikes in her social media content. And I'm like, well, what if we did this? What if we just took the viral reels from the last year, and we just turn those into ads and see what happens? She's fun. Like, okay. Like, she's so cool. She's open to anything. And at the time when she came to us, she was doing, like I said, anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 a month on average. And by that February, so she came to us in September, by the following February, she was doing $200,000 to $250,000 a month in revenue. Just because we took her organic content, we put ad spend behind it.
Oh my God.
So it's stuff like that.
I feel like I should do that.
Yeah. Really.
I probably should do that.
Really. And now with her, not to get off topic, but like her role of organic now is two things. It's nurturing her middle and bottom of funnel. I was saying, we got your top of funnel covered. Yep. We're going to bring people in through the ads. You still got to convert them through Instagram and repeat buyers. And then also, secondly, is her organic has turned into testing grounds, where we're like, think of this as your sandbox. You post content. You're not relying on it for sales, but if you have a video that pops off, we're watching that. We take that video, we run it as an ad. And there you go. Yeah.
Dang. Okay, that's a powerful move right there.
Yeah.
You're giving me some ideas right now.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think I should do in my shoes? So right now, I'll tell you this. We are going viral, top of funnel. We could do that any day. I'm not too worried, right? Like right now, I'm more about nurturing, and that's why if you look at my Instagram views, which is the platform I prioritize, to be honest. YouTube's obviously great too, but not the point. But Instagram, like right now, we're nurturing the audience.
Right.
I could go viral anytime, but we're just nurturing and maybe some bottom of the funnel call to actions.
Right.
If I were to get an ad strategy like from you, what do you think I should be doing right now?
It's a good question. So first thing that I would do like tomorrow is go back through the last 6 months of content and see what popped off. But what I would also do is look back through the last 6 months of content and figure out what drove revenue for me. Meaning when I post and what I'll do is if you pull up your current client list, I'll do this every once in a while. It's a fun strategy where you pull up your current client list and then next to every cell, write where they came from. Was it social media? Was it this reel? And see if you can dig back and figure that out. And you might notice, because I've seen in my stuff, oh, this ad right here generated those two clients. Those clients went on to pay me X. That was a great investment. Figure what that content out is in your business, and I would run those as ads.
Now, for the content, like it's more like if I were to run those same videos as ads, there'd be like an awareness campaign, right? It's not like getting a direct lead because I don't have a call to action behind those videos.
Doesn't matter.
Really?
You don't need a call to action.
Like for example, if here's an example of a video. Never ever post on Instagram unless you do these 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Follow for more. That's the video right there.
Right.
Let's say I put that as an ad. How would I get clients from you?
So there's a couple different ways. Number one is you could attach a lead magnet on the back of it. So there's a couple things you could do. The first one is if you have an organic video that performed well, you could take that organic video and then edit a call to action at the end of it. Of maybe you wear something similar, or maybe you record like a 5-second wear something different. Hey, if you're looking for more, click the link, download my blah, blah, blah. You can add that to the end of the video and use that in your ads. But also we have lots of ads. Like I'll give you an example with this music school funnel that I'm doing. I'll create ads. I have a video running right now around seasonality, where a lot of music schools only promote in the fall enrollment and they only promote in January. And then the other 8 months of the year, they're not doing much of anything. And I'm talking about why you should be marketing all 12 months long. And I give that value in the video. No call to action for my course or the free course. No call to action for nothing else. That's the video that's running. The headline of that ad says, get our free music school leads course or something along those lines. That's the headline of it. And then in the copy, it's talking about how we like to help music school owners. And then the copy has like CTA of getting our course. But the video, no mention of it at all. So the idea is we draw people in with the video, they read the copy, and then it gets them into the program. But also when you're running ads, Facebook and Instagram ads are all about signaling, meaning that if you run ads that are focused on engagement or awareness, Facebook is going to find people who are more likely to watch your video. But if you run an ad that has a conversion, which is purchases, such as, I don't know if you sell any ebooks or digital products, that's one thing, or just leads, people who book an appointment with you. So if somebody clicks that ad, they go to your landing page, they book an appointment, and you have the pixel on the page with conversion tracking, Facebook will see that a lead came from that ad. And Facebook is the smartest data in the world. It's going to know how old are they, what gender are they, what kind of business do they have, what are they interested in, what other ads did they watch before they clicked this and booked a call. They can tell all of that stuff. So Facebook's going to get smart about finding more people that look like that person, if that makes sense. So you want to have your pixel being fed, which is why I say we run almost no engagement, awareness, nothing like that. All of our ads are either leads or appointment-based ads. So that's one thing that I would consider. But also, if you ran an ad either that is a video, Facebook has something called an instant form, which is where you can fill out a form directly inside of Facebook. It used to deliver trash leads, meaning like you would get these people who are like, I don't even know if I filled it out. But Facebook's changed that over the last couple of months. Whereas now you can have two-factor authentication on the form. So to fill out the form, you have to authenticate your phone number, and people will do it. And also you can add qualifying questions where you can say something like, let's say you only work with businesses that are doing over $250,000 in revenue. You could have a question on there that says, what is your current business revenue? 0 to 250, 250 to $1 million, $1 million to 3, 3 to 10. And if they put 0 to 250, you can automatically send them to a disqualified page where it says, unfortunately, you're not qualified to work with us yet, but here's some free resources to get you going. That does two things. Number one, it doesn't waste your time with leads that aren't qualified. But number two is it's signaling to Facebook that the person that we want is over 250. So it's going to start finding more people like that.
Wow. All right, I have a great question for the audience right now. If I'm a business starting from scratch with advertising, my marketing or my ad spend is from 0 to 5,000.
Okay.
From scratch, what exactly should I do to get results from meta ads?
It's a really good question. So typically what I suggest if you're a new business owner, so give me an example niche.
Okay. I mean, it depends because like I wouldn't say new business owner. I'm just saying I'm here advertising now.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. Let's just say.
I'll give you one.
Yeah, sure.
I'll give you a real client example.
Yeah.
We have a client who's in Birmingham, Alabama, in a rural area, meaning that like the properties are large. And there's a service called land clearing. Never heard of it before this guy came to me. But land clearing is essentially when, let's say you have a 3-acre property and your home is on a 1/2 acre and the rest of it is like brush and trees and debris. You can't really run around in it or anything. So he has this machine that will go in and clear land. And he charges about $800 by the day to be able to do this. Just bought the machine. And he's like, all right, I bought this machine. I got a big payment on it. I need to get some leads. And let's go. And so what we ended up doing was, okay, what can we do that gets things going fast and also is the least friction between somebody seeing an ad and becoming a customer? So what we did is his wife they have a big piece of land where they have some debris. So let's start by doing this. Take a video and a picture of what that land looked like prior. Take a video of that. Then take a video of you going in with your machine and clearing out the land. Like show the actual you doing it.
Yeah.
And then take pictures and video of what it looked like after. All open and clean and clear. He's like, okay, got it. He recorded that and he did it in a couple of different areas so it looked like many different places. And then we mashed together a video. It was a 30-second Facebook ad. We edited it in CapCut. This was a simple thing.
Doesn't matter.
The first 10 to 15 seconds was showing what it looked like and we wrote before on the ad. Then we showed his truck coming in. We played music of the truck coming in. This is no Brian edits. This is
No,
like
it doesn't
cut
matter.
edits. We showed during, and then we showed after. And then another slide came up after that said, looking to get your land cleared, call us, phone number, email, or click the link below. That's what the ad was. And then we wrote copy above it that said, attention Birmingham homeowners, do you have brush that you're looking to have cleared before the spring season starts? And we go into our services. That is what the ad was. Then what we did is we went into Facebook ads. We set up an audience of people. I think we ended up going with like 30 plus to try and hit only homeowners. And then we tried to find people who we thought would be homeowners. We targeted like Home Depot, Lowe's, land. Like, you're not ever going to get your targeting perfect, but we tried to get it as close as possible. And then we created an instant form, meaning that, so they see the ad, they're being only targeting local people, click the ad, they fill out name, email address, phone number, and what services are you looking for, and they can type it in on their phone. Once that came through, we set up an automation because this guy's on the go. Like, some business owners are not like us, where I'm like in front of my computer all day. So I set it up where he gets a text to his phone when a lead comes in.
Nice.
And that's all the funnel was. No email sequences, like nothing fancy. Ran that, and between like the time of launching it through August, he was averaging about 20 to 30 leads a month with about $2,000 a month in ad spend.
That is solid.
And he's booking himself at $800 a day, and he's booked out. But what happened was, he now has a predictable amount of lead flow, but he does two things. Number one is he puts a sign in front of the yard when he does clear land. And he's also walks around to all the connecting neighbors that are in that neighborhood. This is a specific example. So he's like, we were talking, he's like, David, this is how I look at it. When I get a lead, I know that I'm going to close about 25% of them that come through. So he's like, if I get 4 leads, I'm going to close 1 of them. So I know that. And if I'm paying $20 a lead, it's $80 per customer. So I'm already paying 80 and I'm making 800 in top line revenue. Good deal. But I know that on average, for every customer I get 1 additional customer within the next 45 to 60 days. So he's like, I'm really not paying $80 for a customer. I'm paying $40 for a customer because I divide it by 2 because I'm putting my sign out front and blah, blah, blah. So it's different for every business, but it can really be simple. And that strategy can be duplicated for if you're a car detailer. You can do exactly the same thing. If you're a
someone just provides before and after results.
Before and after results.
Yeah.
These kids, a couple weeks ago, we had a first snowstorm of the year, not this one, this past week. And they came up, and I could tell like they're these young hustlers. They starting their snow removal company. I'm like, guys, like this is what you got to do. I'm like, this is the first snowfall of the year. I'm like, take a picture of my driveway, maybe put you in it, maybe not, and with the snow on it. Then take a picture of you guys shoveling, and then take a picture of the after. Then go in Canva and mock up some images. And then the next time it snowfalls, post that in I live in Raritan, put that in the Raritan Facebook group and say like, hey, here's a house on my street address that we did last snowfall. Call us if you want to get on our calendar. I'm like, that's going to hit. I'm telling you, like
100%.
It's going to hit better than these AI generated little ads that people do with a little snowblower that's not yours.
Saw one of those.
You know, and they did. And this past snowfall, we got like 15 inches. Lo and behold, my driveway before and after is on the Facebook group. And I mean, they're getting flooded with comments.
Oh, man.
And they booked out like, so it's that simple, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I love it. And you also said this one thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's this new update for Facebook ads. I think it's Andromeda.
Yep.
Right? How do you say it?
Andromeda. You got it.
Andromeda?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You said you target for your audience. Now, do you prefer with this new update for Meta, which is Andromeda, do you prefer to target audience or let Meta figure it out?
So with interest targets, meaning like when you're in the ad set and you're choosing, if we're working with a new ad account, sometimes I don't say we're targeting the audience. I say we're almost like grabbing it by the shoulders and just saying like, hey, why don't you just like walk that way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, for example, if we're working with something that targets parents, then I'll target the parenting interest to just kind of give Facebook a signal of, hey, we're looking for parents. Or this sourdough company that we work with, even though we have a lot of attribution that comes through the pixel, we'll still target sourdough in our audience. In some cases, we will do that. But once you have enough leads and sales coming through that are quality, we have a lot of clients we do zero targeting for.
Now, does it depend on the creative itself? Because if you have, like, for example, before and after video that you'd say there's not that many words in the video. But let's say if it's a scripted video, maybe talking head or something like that, then if you're targeting your audience within like the first or within just the video itself, then would you need to have any interests?
Not really.
Okay,
No,
so it
because
depends on the creative.
it really does. Because you can look at the area and you can be like, all right, well, in this Birmingham area, I'm just going to make it up. 70% of the people that live here are homeowners. And of the 70%, 15% of them are people that actually have land that could be cleared. You know, they're not living in a neighborhood or something. And I'm like, in some instances, I'm okay with that. You know, because when you look at the CPM, a CPM for a local business ad, meaning what am I paying to reach 1,000 people, might be $15, $20. And so if you're in a high enough, you know, value sale, I'm comfortable that I don't want to exclude people. So I know I'm going to include some people that aren't the right person. But as soon as you start getting some leads in, Andromeda can look at the person that filled out the form and say, what's similar about these people? Okay, a lot of them are over 45, making it up. A lot of them come from these specific zip codes. A lot of them shop at these stores. So Andromeda will get smarter of who to include, and it will start delivering the right leads to you.
I love it. And like we've been experimenting with that because again, look, we never really run ads, but we're trying to get into it. So I think this month we are launching 3 ad campaigns. And I'm going to take advantage of you while you're here.
Please do.
All right. Let's see. And I'm sure this is going to help the audience as well. So we're running one ad campaign just targeting a specific like industry right now just to test that out. And what that is, I think it's a lead campaign and it has a landing page.
Okay.
Right? That's the one campaign. Then we're doing another campaign just for general, business owners. We target a bunch of their pain points, whatever. All like me talking head videos, me scripting, editing, all that stuff. Right? And we have a landing page for that. And the third campaign, we have 2 ad sets. One, it's I think you'd call it an engagement campaign because my goal is to try to get DMs from it. Right? So I think we're doing one ad set of reaching out to cold people and then one ad set for warm. The cold people, it's like, hey, follow me and DM me. And I tell them, like, here's the results I've done for my clients. Follow me, DM me. Or I just say something scripted or whatever. And then the warm one is just like, hey, DM me for this because I'm retargeting my audience. So we're experimenting with that. This is something I created in December, but again, we pushed it a little bit because we're just general stuff. But we're going to always make new ads. So you already know my business model. You know what I offer. Let's say, screw that plan. What would you think I should do to, get a lot of results, get more clients and all that stuff from meta ads, knowing my organic presence? That's what I've been running right now. Let's say next month I'm creating a whole new batch of ads. How many campaigns? What are the campaigns and what videos should I be creating?
Yeah, good question. So these 3 campaigns, they sound almost similar to one another. So I'd be looking at, I always look at it as if I'm launching ads, especially for the first time, I'll start with one thing. So I might say, hey, trim this down to the one that you actually care most about. Start there. Number 2 is make sure you have really strong qualifiers in your forms because you mentioned you're going to be getting leads. Meaning like if somebody's going to your landing page, I don't know if you're promoting a lead magnet or a book a call or some kind of see if you
book
qualify.
A call right now.
Book a call. So it's going ad to book a call.
Ad, yes, and then it's my landing page with all my results and all that stuff. And then within, it's like, hey, click the button and just fill out a form. And then the last question is book, like my calendar or whatever calendar I have right now, maybe through GHL, I don't know. And then you just click book a call with me, and then I see like the results from there.
Got it. So and who's doing the sales calls?
I love sales calls.
You do,
right? As much as like I should get a closer and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like
I'm the same way.
I love it.
I'm the same way.
It's so fun for me.
So with that being said, meaning you don't have like a sales team that's hungry for appointments, I would see the ad, send people to a landing page. I love the fact that you mentioned your results and your case study on there. Big bold headline. Put a Brian hook on there of 500,000 views guaranteed in the next 60 days. Like something that's like really grabs me with it. I usually recommend on the landing page having a VSL of sorts.
Yes.
That explains who I am, what I'm offering to you, and how I can help. Because that will exclude people who get onto the call and are like, what? What is this? I just saw it. But I would not give people the ability to book a call until they qualify themselves. And by qualify, it would be exactly as I said, the headline will say, see if you qualify to work with SocialVert. Meaning that we're not going after you. You're going after us. Like, imagine for the worst example, it's like you're at a bar and like hypothetical single David or single Brian, and you're like, I don't want to be the one who goes up. I just want to be like be in the presence. You know what I mean? That's what you're going for here. So see if you qualify. Name, email address, phone number, type of business that you're in. Maybe have a drop down there. Amount of top line revenue last 12 months. Average marketing, and how much do you spend on marketing every month? Just get a sense of who this business is.
Yep, and that's where we have something like that. Yeah,
something like that. And then if they qualify, then send them to a page that says you qualify. Here's an area to book a call. There. Couple of things that I would consider on it is, number one is in your ads you want to have a very diverse content mix. I mean, like when I go to your page and I scroll through your social media videos, the style of all of them are relatively similar.
Yeah.
You know, so you have, and you get that part. With Andromeda, some people respond to carousel, some people respond to videos, some people respond to static images, some people respond to something else. So let's say you're going to be doing a batch of 10 videos. I might say, all right, maybe 2 of them are your normal type of content. Don't be afraid to just take content you did and just run it as an ad.
Okay.
2 of them might be like an FAQ style video, where you get a video of somebody asking you a question, you're looking off camera and answering it. That's a different style.
Yep.
2 of them might be 2 client testimonials that you have, that you're highlighting. And don't just play the customer testimonial, but what we like to do is put the testimonial on the video and then above it, like describe what happened, some kind of hook of sorts. Another one might be a carousel that talks about something, and another one might be a static image that is just totally different. So when somebody's scrolling through their feed and they're seeing your ads, they're seeing a whole different mix of stuff. And then there's 2 things you want to do. Number one is you want to track leads on the page. And that would probably be your primary conversion objective in the beginning. And then you also want to track appointments. So when you're looking at your ads manager, you can say, okay, I launched 10 videos. That image right there got me the lowest cost per lead. That was $20 per lead. Okay, great. But this one was $40 per lead, but that one actually got me double the amount of appointments. So my cost per appointment was actually the same. So you want to make sure you're tracking both on your page, because that's going to feed the data back to Facebook on who you're looking for.
Now that's just for lead campaigns.
Just for lead campaigns,
yeah,
correct.
So like, I know engagement campaigns for my industry is good, right? Just because like I have an organic presence and I would just make people DM me and just it's automatic. What do you think I should do for that?
I would stay away from, so Facebook has a campaign where you can actually, the call to action button is for people to click and they message you. I'd probably stay away from that because I found that you get a lot of people who send you weird messages. Like I've never ran one of those that you want to add a little bit of friction.
Yeah.
But what you could always do is you could run an engagement campaign with the, I'm guessing it's comment that triggers the ManyChat.
Yeah, so it's gonna go straight to a DM, I believe. It's not a, it's a, I would ask them to DM me.
Okay.
Right? And then a ManyChat could like respond to them, and then I would get my appointment setter to like book the call.
Got it. So I think in that case, you can see what your cost per comment is and what your cost per message is on that ad, and I'll be following that metric. That's what I'll be doing. And then if you look at it from your business, the next number I go to is what is the, well, I'll just make it up to not put you on the spot. Let's say the average customer that you sign pays you $2,500 a month for services. And the average customer works with you for 4 months. Making it up. 10 grand.
Sure.
You want to know every single number of your funnel. Is this something you track now?
We try to. I mean, it's not through ads, but yeah, like we track all our stuff, so that's good.
Yeah.
But not through ads. Like I never like. So here's the thing. Like my biggest thing, no matter, I love advertising through social media, but fulfillment is the best marketing. A lot of my clients are from referrals as well. Right. So like we may like, all right, this is from this referral. We know like, and this is true, like 95% of our clients who first sign up with us, they re-sign again. Right. So like we don't really lose that many clients at all. So we keep track of those numbers, but it's not like we've never really had like a new marketing. Like ads is something we're doing right now. Yeah. We're learning. So that's why I'm trying to pick everyone's brain and see what the best thing to do is. Because it's all about finding the winning ad, correct?
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the winning ad, but what metrics should I look for? All that stuff.
Yeah. I think you want to look for So let's say you're running it to a landing page, like the example you mentioned. You want to check link clicks.
Yes.
And qualify qualified form submissions, meaning how many people fill out the form. That's going to tell you my landing page conversion rate. Track that, because what software do you use? Like Go High Level?
Yeah,
Go High
GHL,
Level. You can do A/B test variations inside of Go High Level
Yep.
of the landing page.
That's what I think we're doing right now.
So test the headline, test the whatever. Track that number, because then you can see, okay, right now we're getting a 20% conversion rate. If we can change the headline, we get this up to 25. Now you have a 25% boost in leads. Like, these numbers can make a massive difference. That's number one. Number two is, of the leads that come through, how many of them are booking an appointment? Track that number all the time.
Now, how do you avoid no-shows? So like, we ran a campaign for like 2 weeks. Now we definitely got a good call. We got multiple good calls, but there's a lot of no-shows too. How do you avoid no-shows from an ad?
It's hard because you're not going to ever avoid them.
Yeah.
But we will have a preliminary video that we require them to watch before getting on the call. We will go beyond just the standard text and email reminders. We'll call them a day before. It's hard, but I think the biggest thing is giving them a reason of why they should show up to the call. Meaning, like, if in that, like, when they book the call, it sends them to a video page of watch this before you attend the call, and it talks about what they're going to be getting. You're not just going to be showing up to a sales pitch. We're going to be doing this diagnostic on your business. This blah blah blah. Makes a big difference.
Would you consider this like a nice little life hack? I've seen a lot of people who run ads do this. It's like, to avoid no-shows. And I did not tell my team this yet, but I was looking into it. It's like, they have to accept the Zoom invite before they show up on the call. If they don't accept the Zoom invite through their calendar, that means they're not going to appear on the call. Is that too much friction, or is that like a good tactic to do?
I've never done it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I found that, and this is my experience in my business, when I'm running ads that are more broad, is when I get the most no-shows. Now, you're indifferent because you have the social proof, blah, blah, blah. But like, when I run ads that are going after e-com specifically, or music school specifically, or whatever niche it is, the show-up rate is higher because it's more relevant to them. Versus if I do a broad strokes, we're going to help you grow your business with ads campaign, we see the biggest no-show rate. The second thing is, we will typically do 15-minute call blocks with a 45-minute buffer. So we're not scheduling hour-long calls or 45-minute calls. We're doing, because the 15 minutes is a low effort get on the call for the person. But when we get to the end of the 15 minutes, I'll typically say, we have some extra time. Is it okay? Are you good to stick around? And usually they will say yes.
Okay.
But that lower amount of time commitment helps more people show up as well.
Well, that's something we should implement for sure.
How much do you plan on spending on ads? Like, your ad spend?
I don't know. So like, for example, I know Carmine told me like, just do 100 a day for now. So I was gonna do something like from 3,000 to 3,500. Try it out, because I don't know anything yet. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably a good starting point.
Yeah.
It depends on your revenue and how much capacity your team has. But like, the biggest, like, I consider myself to be very conservative when it comes to stuff like that. So I'll sometimes, like, I was talking to a client yesterday who is also a great friend, and this guy, he's not you have those people who will just spend money on anything, without thinking about it. Like, he's not like that, but he's I was talking to him, he's like, yeah, I just spent 10 grand on this lead source. He's in financial services. He's like, I just spent 10 grand on this lead source, and his revenue is not that much more than mine. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, I said, Thomas, you just inspired me, because sometimes I'll spend $30 a day on a new campaign just to test it. And I'm like, oh my God, $30 a day. I'm like, what is wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like, put some money on this thing, And so I think you're just like, your investment in ads, it speaks a lot to what your goal of the ads is.
Yeah.
And also, it's not like you're committing to, $100 times 30 days in a month, 3,000. Well, no, you're not. You're only committing to every day that's ahead of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you get 2 weeks into this thing and it's not fruitful, or you don't see a path to it, fine. But almost every ad campaign that I ran that I look back on that I've stopped, I look back and I'm like, why did I stop doing that? Because in the moment, the leads hadn't converted yet. But then here we are 3-6 months later, and that person ended up coming back and converting, and then there's that. And then they referred that person to me. I'm like, why did I stop the ads.
Hmm.
That's a big thing that I
Okay,
find.
good to know. Because
Yeah.
I could come through that problem too. So I don't know yet. This is like very new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm learning. I'm learning. I do got my question though. I
Please do.
All right. So if you have 15-minute calls, and of course, like I hate this about our industry. Like, yo, you always have to have like you get the sale the first call that you have, whatever. Honestly, I'm all about establishing trust with my prospect, and then like if they feel comfortable with me, they'll buy from me, right? That's how my sales approach is. If you have your landing page to be 15 minutes, and of course there's a 45-minute buffer, do you expect to get the sale on that 15 to 45-minute call, or is there do you set up a two-part call or something?
Good question. Usually, no, I'm the same as you,
Yeah.
where I structure the calls as I'm interviewing you just
Yeah.
as much as you're interviewing me.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's your conversion rate like? What's your revenue like? I'm going to ask you personal questions,
Mhm.
and if you don't want to answer, no problem. But this is what I need to know because like, I'm interviewing you. Very rarely do we ever close on the first call.
Mm.
We actually went through an agency sales training where they teach on the one call close, and a whole framework around that. But for me, and this is speaking about my business, what we do is very high touch. We consider ourselves a boutique agency, meaning that we're working with anywhere from 35 to 40 clients right now, and we don't have the capacity or the want to grow to get to a point where we're doing 200 clients. Like we're not selling this cookie cutter package.
Yeah,
And I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't get the sense that you do, or maybe you do, but so for me, it's very hard to close on the first call. But also, we're selling. Our average client is paying anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Getting someone to make that decision in an hour is hard to do, and in no way, like it. It's not a way that I've tried it, and I never felt comfortable selling that way. I'm very much on the way of, hey, yeah, think about it. If you have any questions,
100%.
feel free to reach out. You know what I
And
mean?
people respect that more
People
too.
respect it
Because
yeah.
they're so used to like marketers scamming them. And
Yeah.
I've seen again, I'm 23 years old. I know how my industry is. They want to hold like a glass of like alcohol and a cigar. Like, yo, I made it with a Lamborghini.
Yep.
I get it. They just want to get the money. They don't even care for their clients.
Yep.
I've seen it happen multiple times. I've been into these mentorship groups. That's what they're trained to do.
Yep.
So like for me, and honestly, it's funny because I've got more sales this way than if I wanted to go for the first like sales on the first call rather than me like it wasn't my intention.
Yeah.
So I'm like, listen, like I'm gonna show you a little sales deck. You could call it a sales deck. Up to you. I don't really care, right? You don't need to buy from me, but I'm just showing you exactly what I have to offer, and this is exactly what gets my results for my clients.
Yeah.
And I'm just showing. This is after me like interviewing them for like the first 75% of the call, right? And then towards the end, they're like, yeah, I trust you. It's all about trust.
Yep.
If you don't
100%.
have a service or product that people don't like, that it's not going to benefit them, then don't push them to buy.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Be willing to walk away.
Yeah.
My sales strategy, something I like to relate myself to, Shark Tank.
Yes, of course.
Kevin O'Leary.
Yes.
Somebody walks into the Shark Tank and he's just drilling them on your numbers. Do you know your
Yeah.
numbers? You know your numbers. That style for me, because I'm not a get on the call and have like all of this hype and like fake charisma. Like I like to be friendly, but that's just not my style. Two things happen. Number one is I will get on the call, understand your business model, try and pick up on it pretty quick, and then I'll get into your numbers. All right, what's your customer acquisition cost? What's your average order value? What's the let's say you're a service-based business. What's the conversion rate on your landing page right now? Are you running ads? Well, what is your ads? Like I'm asking all these numbers for two reasons. Number one is if they know their numbers, great. This is somebody I want to work with, and I can determine can I help them or not, right? Because they might come to us and I'm like, I can't, going back to the music school example, you're getting enrollments for $65 a piece. I don't know if I can beat that. Could we take it over and make it a little bit better? Sure. But just to be transparent, that's where we're at. Or number two is you get on and they don't know their numbers. And I'm like, well, this is what we can help you. Step one is you've been working with that agency for 18 months and you don't know anything about these. Is that a you problem? Like meaning they're telling you and you're not retaining it? Or are you just, is this not something that's being tracked?
Now, do you think people are scared to tell you numbers though?
Usually not.
Okay, they're just open to it.
You'd be surprised.
Because like if it's their first time speaking to you, maybe like, who's this guy I'm sharing my numbers to?
Yeah, because it helps me qualify them of like, I'll get on a call and within the first 30 minutes, I'll say, well, what's your revenue your last 12 months?
Yep.
I'll just ask it like straight out of the gate.
Yep.
What are you paying in ad spend? what's your profit margins? I mean, I'm asking, like, give me everything here, because that's the only way I can. It's almost like speed dating.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, do you want kids? Yeah? No? Oh, you don't want kids? All right, this
Oh,
is going
you're
to
out.
work,
You're out.
And then there's lots of times where I'll be on a call and I'll say, you know what? Here's either it's a hell yeah of a, like, there's sometimes I have that pit in my stomach of, I want to work with this person. And I'll tell them that,
Hmm.
hey, I think your business has a ton of opportunity for XYZ reason. We would love to work with you. And here's some reasons why. The second one is the, hey, I think we can help you, but these are some reservations that I have of, your landing page isn't tested, or you've never ran ads before and XYZ reason. Like, sometimes I'll give the transparent, this is where we're at. This is what I think I can do, but here are some of the risks. And then sometimes I'll give the, listen, I don't think this isn't a good fit for us, but maybe I can refer you to somebody that might be able to help you in some way, or hey, why don't you come back to me in 6 months? And you know what? And sometimes what I'll do is I'll pause and I'll say, you know what? This isn't going to be a good fit. Why don't we use the next 20 to 30 minutes as a little bit of a strategy call, so I can give you some ideas. You go implement them, and then I'd love for you to come back in 12 months. And they respect that like crazy. And then I'm taking my salesperson hat off. I'm putting my strategist hat on,
Yeah.
giving them advice. And then the reciprocity comes back in the future with stuff like that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
honestly, what I've found too is like, I'm so passionate for this too. Like,
Yeah.
I've been doing this for free longer than me doing it paid,
Yeah.
right? So like, I ended up just giving them so much free value in the beginning of the call. Like, I point out all their pain points. I get all my questions. I end up giving them a free consultation by accident.
Yeah.
But they're like, whoa, like, what is this value that you're saying? Like, I'm missing out on something.
Yeah.
And they just want to buy from me. And I do it by accident.
Yeah.
But like, I love I love this. I love this game. And I just, when I'm on this call, like, just to ask and just to build a connection,
Yeah.
I just give so much value. Like, okay, no, I know who I need to work with.
Yeah.
So I guess it's another area like that, like, I feel like I could keep expanding on. And I want to ask you this too. How long have you been doing this for? I mean, I'm young, so like, I love learning from everyone. I'm not that type of guy to be like, I'm not that flexer. I don't want to have a Lamborghini at my age. I don't care for that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But like, how long have you been doing this? Because it's also inspiring for me.
Yeah. So I started officially my agency in 2017.
Okay.
So similar to you, at the time I was a junior in college. My long story short, which is kind of be interesting for the viewers because I don't really talk about this too often, is so college, year one, I was working at Dairy Queen. Stopped working there, and I got a job at a classical music festival. So it's a 2-week intensive summer camp in Philadelphia, working with members of the Philadelphia Orchestra. Wonderful, wonderful business. But music does not have big profit margins. So the owner was incredible. She's still a client to this day.
Wow.
She said, at the time I was 19 or 20, something like that. And she's like, you're young, like, you can work with computers. She's like, can you help us with our computers and our phones and stuff like that? But also, we wanted to we see the shift in going from print to digital marketing. At the time, they would spend $40,000 to $50,000 on print marketing every year, postcards and mailers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, like, it's an hourly job, cool,
Easy.
So
Cool.
she would like sign me up for these Facebook ad courses, and we would run ads, and then we would do Google ads, PPC. We did that. Email marketing and the website were like our pillars of the business. And during that time period, we would hire consultants and agencies to help us with things. And so it would be like, okay, we're going to bring in this Google PPC company, or we're going to bring in this full service marketing company. And they would come in and they'd be like, you can sell, like, they can sell so well. And then you start the service and it's like, terrible. Like, this person that sold us is like, the only thing that they know how to say is just give it time. I hate, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. I understand things need time, but like, define that. Like, what does time look like? And so I'm like, okay, there's an opportunity here. So maybe I can do this with other businesses and make a little bit more money than the $12 an hour I was making. So I got this next client who had a tap dance festival, and she wanted to create an online tap dance membership. And so on the call with her, she's like, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to open up an LLC. And she's like, I'm going to pay you as a business, and I'm going to be a client of yours. That's what she said to me.
Wow, that's an amazing
and I'm like,
start.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so cool. So I'm like, all right, I'm a business owner now. And I told my family. And then they introduced me to a couple of clients. Like there was a car wash I worked with, like a martial arts studio. And I got my start, just like bringing on clients. And then I would stair step, like every client I would charge a little bit more.
Mhm.
So all right, you the first one, I'm going to charge you $100 a month. You, I'm going to $500 a month.
Yep.
You, I'm $800 a month. Like you just keep
Yep.
going up. And then between there so 2017, I started doing that. In 2019, so right after I graduated college, I went into partnership with somebody where we had built up our agency to 7 figures, 17 employees. Like it was a big, that's when I met Carmine in that. And then just about 2 years ago, we decided to part ways amicably, but just I had a different direction for the business.
Yep.
And so I rebranded myself as Nips Media. And here I am now. So
There we go.
that's the very long short of it.
No, I love it. I wanted to know that for sure. So you've been in this game for 9 years.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I was not even a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I love that.
So I have one more question for you. And you could give it as broad or as deep as you want to go. Going back to organic, my page isn't growing.
Okay.
Knowing that you've seen some of the things that I've been doing, if you had to give me some like, hey, like do these 3 things and you're going to get a little bit of traction. That's a big question to ask, I know. What are some recommendations that you would make that I can start making?
Let's give you a full consultation. Let me pull up your page. Give me
Please
a second.
do.
Let's do this.
And you're not going to hurt my feelings at all.
I may. I may. So, this is great. First things first, and this is the general truth. So your profile picture is great. However, you have a white background. Now, if you were tan, that would be great, right? But you are white on white, so it's hard for me to remember you.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Now, your username is
Philip,
great.
write that down.
Your username is great, okay? So it's just straight your name, that's fine. The period, if you could remove the period, that would be great.
Okay.
Your name is where you mess up.
Okay.
So you have, David Nips, cool, but that's the most searchable aspect on social media.
Okay.
If I were to, like, for example, I think I have, like, social media management content marketer. That's my name. Well, Brian Fahim, line in the middle, all that stuff. So if you say David Nips, line in the middle, meta ads, expert, I don't know, whatever you want to say. Now, if I were to search up, like, media buyer or whatever, I could find your page.
Okay.
Okay. Then your first line of your bio should be who you help and what you do. Okay. Your second line is to establish credibility. Right here, I don't really see where you establish credibility. I don't know who you are. I'm sure I know who you are now.
Right.
But like you need to establish credibility. Like for me, I would say I gained over 2 billion organic views, millions of dollars generated for my clients, etc. And that's okay. Shoot, I want to work with Brian now.
Right.
So you want to do something similar. Then of course your call to action. You have your DM or follow. You could have 2 or call to actions. Now, your link in bio, you have 2 links. I would not do that just because, like, for example, if you're giving someone 10 options of foods of what they want to eat, Chipotle, McDonald's, whatever, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to do, right? But if you give them 1 link, they're going to only click that 1 link. If you give them Chipotle, they're going to eat Chipotle.
Right. So
I would do that too. Now, looking at your content, I see that you're just posting without strategy. I see it.
how can you tell right off the bat?
Because like you're just posting clips. I see it. It's just clips. I will give you some general strategy right now. Your editing's fine. It doesn't matter. But you can't wear big words on t-shirts. You have
Interesting.
like right here, high level. If you see that your captions right now, it's going to go over your text. Well, other videos it does. So now I'm getting blinded on if I'm looking at high level or your captions. And this is a little nice recording thing that I do is I like to wear dark colors. It makes you stand out and makes you more of an authority as well. And then I wear all my clothes plain. So like right now for this, I'm wearing a simple thing. If you ever want to clip me and put subtitles, I prepared for that reason.
Right. For the yellow right over that blue shirt.
Exactly. And you're putting subtitles too low too. So you want to have it in your shoulders area because
subtitles up. Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because if you have your subtitles low, you're now allowing the viewer to decide whether to read the subtitles or look at your face. And that's what's hurting your personal brand.
Got it.
Right?
Well put.
So another thing, I saw this earlier today. And this,
great question.
And I don't aim for perfection.
So
see that sound effect?
Oh, like me,
yeah. Doing
yeah.
that sound, a lot of people make that mistake. And now there's a performance, a speaker who he tries to avoid these sounds. Now, this is only me aiming for perfection.
It's almost like the laugh track when you're watching a TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so little.
When you
like,
hear it, you hear it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just so used to pointing out these
Yeah.
things. Content-wise, there's a lot of things I would improve on. Obviously, like the way that you record. I'm just gonna give you a bunch of guidelines of things to record. Your eyes should be in the upper line of the grid,
Okay.
right? The reason why that's the natural human focal point. And if your eyes are a little bit lower, it could be bad for just like retention and all that stuff. Higher, it's not gonna look professional. If you look at TV shows, movies, if you're watching anything, their eyes are in the upper line of the grid when you're recording. So that's one little tactic that you could do.
Okay.
When it comes to editing, of course, like there's so many things that you want to do. If you want to keep the authentic style, that's totally fine. You have a hook in the beginning, but your subtitle should be higher up.
Okay.
Right? Other recording things is like, obviously your tonality is pretty important. There's a lot of people who mess up with their tonality. And there's a guy named Vin, he's a communication expert. He says this thing where like, you should never end your sentences at a high pitch, because that adds uncertainty, right? And that's a huge thing that a lot of people are missing within organic content. So if I were to say, you are doing this wrong, or you're doing this wrong, the second one has more certainty. So like, I give credit to him. He taught me a lot about how I should present myself in like with content. But like within your page, you clip a lot. So it depends on what your goal is. So what I would ask is like, what is your goal with your content? And I'll give you a whole content plan of what you should do right now.
Right.
So tell me, what is your goal, and what are you capable of doing?
That's a good question. So my goal is to get leads.
Okay.
Of course. But I would like to say that truly my goal is I want to grow my page.
Yeah.
Meaning that right now I have, I don't even know, 3,500 followers, which I think are a lot of are the bots and things. Like they're not even real necessarily. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
I would like to get to a point where, what would it look like for me to have 50,000 followers by the end of 2026?
Very doable too, right? So content creation is 5 steps: ideation, scripting, recording, editing, captions, and posting. So if you have good ideas for top of funnel, again, if you were to get the top ideas, or for example, I clipped you here multiple times, by the way. I'm just letting you know. You could take those clips. It's top of funnel.
Thank you. You did a great job with that.
So like,
I noticed the way you speak, sometimes you will start with a good clip angle.
Exactly.
Way of doing that. Yeah.
So like you could use a lot of top of funnel content. So that question that I asked you about, how should I run ads in 2026? It's 2026, it adds urgency. I mentioned something that adds curiosity. You create content that's relatable to the viewer. Now, you can either script it, which is totally fine, and you present your content in a way that relates to the viewer first, and it shows them exactly how they could get to the desirable results.
Right.
And that's what's going to get people to relate to you more. And if they see value within you, then you're good. Now, these clips that you're doing should be authentic content. These questions that you're answering, they're authentic content. You're so focused on nurturing. If your goal is to only hit 50,000 followers, then you need to hit top of funnel.
Right.
But if your goal is to just nurture your clients and make sure that like you're him in a way, then sure, you could stay middle funnel nurture. That's totally fine.
So you think my content right now is very nurturing?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to hit 50,000 followers, you need to nurture the people that you're getting from top of funnel. So ideation, scripting, you record. And with scripting, I'll give you a little quick format. You have your hook, right? Then you have your interest peak. Mm-hmm. Then you have, your body, a promise, and a call to action.
Right.
And that's kind of like how it works. So like, for example, if I were to say, again, I'm going to go back to example, never ever post on Instagram until you do these 3 tips. Hook, interest peak. And again, I'm not going to take credit for this hook body form. There's another person who did this, I forgot. But it's very popular, right? Interest peak. So the first thing I said, never ever post on Instagram until you do these 3 things. And interest peak would be, these 3 things will change your content game forever. It's a double hook, Then you say your body, 1, 2, 3. Now, a quick scripting thing that like we've discovered is like, your first tip should be the best. Your third tip should be the second best, and your second tip should be the third best.
Okay.
You're mining for gold. The first tip is the best. You find gold in that cave immediately. Your second thing is like, all right, cool. I still know there's gold. It's a small nugget of gold. That's fine. Your third thing is, all right, no, there's still gold in this cave, and then I say my call to action right after.
I like that analogy. That's good.
And then
that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly, right? And then they're gonna want to like follow your call to action.
Right.
So if you're getting followers, that's your top of funnel. Then you nurture your followers. There you go. Your clips, all that stuff. Your bottom of funnels where you can convert. And you're an ad expert. So I'm not too worried. If your goal is to actually hit 50,000 followers, by the way, of course, I got you.
Yeah.
But your ads, it's game over. It's you could easily outperform whatever you have right now, just because if you have 50,000 followers.
Right.
So that's that.
Dude, thank you.
Of course.
That was
of course,
awesome.
Of course. I got you. Anything else?
Like that was good. Like the bio, like even the thing. I know we're going on. The thing you mentioned about the profile. That's a great piece of advice. Because my old business partner, one of the ways we used to get leads was in Facebook groups. We would go and I don't know if it is what it is, but he would recommend me and I would recommend him these Facebook groups.
No, that's good.
And we would generate like so many leads from this. And he's like, David, he's like, I'm convinced. He's like, he's white like me. He's like, we're like real white. He's like, I have a yellow background on my profile picture. He's like, I'm pretty sure that like when people are scrolling through the comments, they see me like better. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, like maybe. 100%. And the fact that you just said that again, just like, that makes a lot of sense.
Now he's going to look yellow too in his profile picture. He's going to look like SpongeBob over here. So like you got to like, profile picture matters, and that's why I have blue, right? Yeah. Because like my skin's, I'm a little bit white, but I'm also Egyptian, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
But like it makes me stand out as well. So you want to do anything that stands out.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Any other questions for me before we wrap this thing up?
I'm gonna reach out to you after this.
Yeah, likewise.
I'll definitely need your help because I definitely like ads and I want to get into it. Questions? As of now, I don't. No, I asked a lot of my questions.
Yeah, same here. Where can people obviously find your page, and then if they want to work with you to manage their social media, where do they go? What's the process?
You got my Instagram, Ryan Fahim. You could always DM me.
Yep.
You could always click my link in bio, but call from there. That's fine. Or you hit up David, and David will connect me. Yep, I don't care.
Absolutely.
So like I'm very flexible. I'll even put my number on the screen. I don't even care. Like I'm not like that. Like
just Google search your name and then reach out wherever it is.
Exactly. You could find me on Google. Exactly. So like I don't care. Anything.
Cool. Thank you, man, for taking the time.
Of course. Really, it was great speaking to you.
We'll do this again.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Of course.